Hi, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Friday, October 16. Unfortunately, in Italy we are in the middle of the second wave of the COVID contagion and in the phase in which the data is getting worse every day. The regions with the most cases are Lombardy, yesterday more than 2,000, and then Campania and Piedmont, yesterday more than 1,000, and then Veneto, Lazio and Tuscany. Soon we will reach 10,000 new cases per day, and yesterday the virus took away from us 83 fellow Italians, twice as many as the day before. There is a growing number of hospitalizations in COVID wards and in intensive care. But if the lethality from COVID-19 is now much lower of this spring, and the numbers are worrying, but all in all they are still manageable, it is above all the trend that is worrying. The curves have started to grow not linearly, but exponentially. Abruzzo, Campania, Emilia-Romagna and Liguria, Lombardy, Apulia, Sardinia, Tuscany, Umbria and Valle d'Aosta are at great risk of exceeding the 30% threshold of beds occupied by COVID patients in the coming month. In Lombardy, the main problem is Milan, which has 1/3 of the population of the region, but 55% of the infected now, unlike last spring. Meanwhile, yesterday, the two greatest Italian athletes of the last 20 years, the swimmer Federica Pellegrini and the motorcyclist Valentino Rossi, announced at the same time to be positive to COVID, which evidently does not give discounts to anyone. The Italian government has announced new measures in which new restrictions are expected. Bars and restaurants will have to close by midnight, and from 9 p.m. it will be forbidden to stop in front of the premises to avoid crowds. Parties are prohibited and public places both indoors and outdoors, and it is recommended not to host more than 6 people in houses now that it is cold and difficult to keep the windows open. For weddings, baptisms and funerals there is a maximum limit of 30 participants. Amateur contact sports such as soccer and basketball are suspended, while gyms and swimming pools remain open for now with limitations and precautions. The quarantine is reduced from 14 days to 10 days, and to be cured you will no longer need 2 consecutive negative swabs but just 1. For now, the schools remain open, but in Campania, where the situation is very worrying, the governor has closed them until October 30. According to a survey, 73% of Italians agree with the new restrictions, and surprisingly, the percentage rises to 80% of young people. Among them, there are many who until a few days ago refused to wear a mask and continue to go for aperitifs, dinners and parties. That's why I said surprisingly. Plus, the virus has not mutated, but the second wave is seeing the mutation of Italian psychology with respect to the first wave. We are close to tipping point, or maybe we have already passed it, and we do not know. If before the tipping point the contagion evolves in a gradual and quite orderly way, as it happened this summer, after the tipping point the situation worsens rapidly and things start to fall apart. Specifically today, it could manifest itself in different ways. Monitoring under stress that starts to lose too many transmission lines, hospitals that can cope with the flow of admissions, swab results that become too slow compared to the requests or has line of hours and hours to do the swab, overloaded family doctors that no longer respond to the patients, or the sum of new positives that suddenly turns into an unmanageable number of patients. The tipping point is only recognizable once it has been passed, i.e. when it is too late. In February, we crossed it without even realizing it, well before we realized the presence of the virus among us. This uncertainty risks further strengthening the attitudes of psychological resistance already present in all of us, pushing us even further towards the countless forms of weak denial, making us a little more skeptical, a little more exasperated, a little less cooperative. Our confidence is broken by our tiredness. Everybody's so tired here right now. And by the continuous contradictions in which we find ourselves. We cannot play soccer, but the Serie A tournament does not stop even if 10% of the soccer players have been found positive to COVID. And we cannot stay indoors, but the public transport with which our children go to school and some of us go to work are full and too much overcrowded. The fact is that we expected, and we had all the rights to do so, that the second wave would not catch us so unprepared, also because we all knew it would come. The Italian nature, or at least the nature of the Italian public system, is this. We find it much harder to get our attention back after relaxing, and we give our best in the immediate emergency, but not in the prevention of a future danger. That's why I keep telling you, please stay safe, please take care of yourselves, please do not underestimate the virus. We will do the same here. We are scared, but we have to be very, very careful. My name is Umberto Mucci. This was We the ItaliaNews. I'll see you on Monday. Take care and ciao from Rome.